Singer, songwriter and musician, Sceamin J. Hawkins was born Jealousy J. Hawkins on July 18, 1929, in Cleveland, Ohio. One of rock and roll's original madmen, Hawkins was as famous for his music as he was for his stage antics. He spent the first year and a half of his life in an orphanage before being adopted. His mother reportedly gave him up because she already had too many children to care for. Hawkins' interest in music emerged at an early age. He taught himself to play piano and could read music by the age of 6. While in his teens, Hawkins took up boxing. He had some success in the ring, winning a Golden Gloves championship in 1943. Still, Hawkins maintained an interest in music with a love for opera. In 1944, Hawkins put a music career on hold and left school to join the U.S. Army to fight in World War II. Allegedly enlisting with a forged birth certificate because he was still a young teenager. As part of his service, Hawkins frequently entertained the troops and continued boxing. After his military service ended in 1946, he returned to Cleveland and resumed his music career. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, Hawkins performed in various clubs and venues throughout the Midwest. He was known for his wild stage persona and his ability to whip crowds into a frenzy with his energetic live performances. During this time, he also began experimenting with different musical styles, incorporating elements of R&B, rock and roll, and even calypso into his performances. In the early 1950s, Hawkins worked with such artists as Tiny Grimes and Fats Domino before striking out on his own. In 1956, Hawkins recorded what would become his most famous song, I Put a Spell on You. The song was originally intended to be a blues ballad, but Hawkins' producer convinced him to remake it with a more upbeat tempo and an over-the-top vocal performance. The resulting recording was a wild, frenzied affair, with Hawkins howling, grunting, and screaming his way through the song. This resulted in Hawkins actually passing out while recording the track. The recording was so intense that it was initially banned from radio play, but it soon became a hit among the growing rock and roll audience. This also made Hawkins completely change his stage persona. After some encouragement and a little financial incentive from disc jockey Alan Freed, he made his stage entrance from a coffin and often dressed as a vampire. Besides his coffin, Hawkins used other creepy props, including a skull perched on a stick that he named Henry. Sometimes he appeared wearing a turban with a bone through his nose or wearing a loincloth and carrying a shield and spear. While audiences enjoyed his wild antics, others, including the NAACP, were concerned that his actions reflected badly on the entire African American community. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Hawkins continued to record and perform music, although he never achieved the same level of commercial success as he had with I Put a Spell on You. He remained a beloved figure in the world of music, and his wild stage antics and unique vocal style continued to influence generations of musicians. Hawkins also continued to experiment with different musical styles, recording albums that incorporated elements of soul, funk, and even disco. He was never afraid to push the boundaries of what was expected of him as a musician, and he remained a fiercely independent artist throughout his career. Hawkins bought a house in Hawaii from his earnings and royalties of the song, I Put a Spell on You, and it was reported that he had been through 6 marriages and fathered anywhere from 57 to 75 children in his lifetime. Throughout his career, Hawkins released 15 studio albums and recorded 6 live albums. He won the Pioneer Award from the Rhythm and Blues Foundation 1998. His music was featured in many TV shows and movies. Hawkins also appeared in over 20 movies and TV shows himself, including A Rage in Harlem, American Hot Wax, The Merv Griffin Show, and The Arsenio Hall Show. Hawkins died on February 12, 2000, at the age of 70, after emergency surgery from an aneurysm. He left behind a legacy as one of the most unique and influential performers in the history of music, and his influence can still be heard in the work of contemporary artists like Tom Waits, Nick Cave, and Jack White. We are proud to call Sceamin J. Hawkins an Ohio is music legend.